Good afternoon, everyone. Now we are discuss about the first homecoming in 1887 and 1888. But before we proceed to our topic for today, let me first introduce myself. I am the teacher Aboyme, Blessed Month. So let's begin. As early as 1884, RIZAL wanted to go back to the Philippines for the following reasons. Number 1, financial difficulties in Calamba. 2, dissatisfaction with his studies in Madrid. 3, other desires to prove that there is no reason to fear going home. And last, his belief that the Spanish regime will not punish the innocents. Then after 5 years of his memorable sojourn in Europe, RIZAL returned to the Philippines. However, because of the publication of Noli Me Tangere and the uproar it caused among the friars. But before that happened, RIZAL was warned by Ponciano Mercado, his brother, Levestre Obaldo, his brother-in-law, Jose Masicilio, Chingoy, and other friends. They are worried for RIZAL's safety and the possible happened to RIZAL's life. Then, aside of that reasons, RIZAL determined to go back to the Philippines because of these reasons. First, to operate on his mother's eyes. Second, to serve his people who had long been oppressed by Spanish tyrants. Third, to find out for himself how Noli Me Tangere and his other writings were affecting the Filipino and Spaniards in the Philippines. Then fourth, to inquire why Leonora Rivera remained silent. So these are the main reasons why Dr. RIZAL wanted to go back home. Then, in July 29, 1887, RIZAL wrote to his father announcing his homecoming. So, Dr. RIZAL create a message to his father. On the 15th of July, I shall embark for our country, so that from the 15th to the 30th of August, we shall see each other. This is the message of Dr. RIZAL to his father. Then, RIZAL left the room by train for Marcellus, a French fort which he reached without mishap. So now on, I let you all to join me to discover or know what happened of the delightful trip of RIZAL to Manila. In July 3, 1887, RIZAL bounded the steamer Jimna, same steamer which brought him to Europe 5 years ago. If you talk about steamer, it is like a boat, ship, or vapor. There were 50 passengers, including 4 Englishmen, 2 German, 3 Chinese, 2 Japanese, many Frenchmen, and 1 Filipino, which is RIZAL. RIZAL was the only one among the passengers who could speak many languages, so that he acted as interpreter for his companion. Then, in July 30, 1887, at Saigon, RIZAL decided to transfer another steamer, Haipong, which was Manila bounded. The moon was full and RIZAL slept soundly the whole night. The calm sea illuminating by the silvery moonlight was a magnificent sight to him. This has happened during August 3, 1887. In August 5, 1887, the Haipong arrived to Manila. He stayed in the city for a short time. He found Manila the same as when he left it 5 years ago. On August 8, he returned in Calamba. When RIZAL arrived in Calamba, rumors spread he was a German spy, Mason, an agent of Otto von Bismarck, a liberator of Germany, a soul halfway to damnation. These are the rumors spread when RIZAL returned to Calamba, Manila. His family welcomed him affectionately with a plentiful tears of joy. But his family also worried about him, so Ponciano did not leave him to protect him from any enemy assault, and Don Francisco did not permit him to go alone. In Calamba, RIZAL established a medical clinic. Then, His first patient was his mother, who was almost blind. News of the arrival of the great doctor from Germany is spread far and wide. He was called Dr. Oliman because he came from Germany. He was able to earn 900 pesos as a physician. By February 1888, he earned a total of 5,000 as a medical fees. Rizal did not selfishly devote all his time to enriching himself. He opened a gymnasium for young folks and introduced European sports, fencing and shooting, to discourage them from cockfighting and gambling. He painted also several beautiful landscapes in Calamba, but he failed to see Leonora Rivera. After a few weeks of his arrival, Rizal received a letter from Governor General Emilio Terrero requesting him to come to Malacanang Palace. Governor General Terrero was pleased by Rizal's explanation and curious about his book, and he asked the author to have the copy of Noli Me Tangere. Rizal had no copy because the only copy he brought is for his friend. But he promised to secure one for General Emilio. Then Rizal found a copy and gave it to General Emilio. He knew that Rizal's life was jeopardy because of the priors were powerful. So this time, General Emilio already know that Rizal's life is in danger. So, for security measure, he assigned a young Spanish Lieutenant Don Jose Travel de Andrade as a bodyguard of Rizal. But Rizal's enemies was powerful. The Archbishop of Manila, Messenger Pedro Payo, sent a copy of Noli Me Tangere to Father Rector Gregorio Echevarria of the University of Santo Tomas for examination by a committee of the faculty. The report of the faculty member of UST stated that the Noli Me Tangere was heretical, impious, and scandalous in religion order, and anti-patriotic, subversive of public order, injurious to the government of Spain, and its function in the Philippine island in the political order. So, in this time, the Book of Noli Me Tangere is a barrier between the Filipino people and Spaniards people, especially the rules of Spaniards. And also, about of the rules matters, it also affects the religious orders and the political orders at that time. So, Dr. Rizal is very brave person, even though his life is endangered in that time, but he came back home because of his people. Then, the next reporter will be Ma'am Sheremy Abid. So, thank you guys for listening, and I hope you understand my report.